Good afternoon from Porsche of Ocala. I'm Scotty, one of the Porsche product pros over here, and today we got a look at our beautiful and all-new 2020 Porsche Taycan 4S. Now this puppy just landed off the Porsche tree just a couple of days ago, and it is absolutely gorgeous. This car is just beautiful, especially in this beautiful Carrara white metallic. Really brings that futuristic, sleek look about the car into fruition. It's just absolutely amazing. Now this car is powered by a 93.4 kilowatt per hour performance battery that gives this car 560 horsepower. And that is electric horsepower. It is a punch in the, you can feel it in your face, your whole body when you step on the gas pedal. This thing has some amazing figures, of course, of performance. Truly amazing. Of course, with those batteries sitting so low, such a low center of gravity, this thing really, I can't describe how it behaves through the corners. It doesn't even feel natural how fast you can fly through corners with these vehicles. It's amazing performance, truly remarkable. But let's go ahead and talk about this vehicle. Now this is, of course, based on the Mission E concept car. Truly a beautiful looking concept, but this thing is just absolutely gorgeous. They brought so many aspects of that concept vehicle into the real life. Really sharp styling, of course, that single piece taillight design, that of course bringing back tradition from the older 911s of Porsche's lineage, bringing that all the way into their modern cars. This car also has the 20-inch Taycan Turbo wheel package on the vehicle, and of course wrapped around in some Michelin. These should be, let's see here. Yeah, these are the Michelin Pilot 4S's. These things are getting some amazing reviews. What an amazing tire these are. These are, of course, going to be the successor to the Super Sports. Really amazing total performance tire, summer performance. These things just rip up the road. It's really crazy. And, of course, combine that with the electric torque distribution. Oh, my goodness, this thing is amazing. But let's go ahead and take a look at the front aspects. Now we do have, of course, that beautiful Porsche LED 4-dot matrix design that we first started seeing in the 918 hybrids. But we also have, of course, those beautiful, almost like extensions going down, of course. And you can, I don't know if I can get the angle right, but you can see light through the other side. Those are functional vents to redirect air around the wheel well, of course, to make the aerodynamics of the car a little better there. Really sharp design. And of course we also have, of course, our front sensors right there, another couple on the other sides there, of course, just to make sure this is a lower vehicle, to make sure, of course, that it tells you there's anything near the front. And of course we do also have the Porsche active cruise control radar system is right over here in the front as well, and we can see that's that little ball right there. And then we also have the front mount camera, which tells us when we see that front camera that this car does have the surround view camera systems as well. And speaking of that, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the option lists. So we do see this car is finished in beautiful Carrara white metallic, the most mispronounced of Porsche names. It's Carrara, there's no E's in there. And of course we have the standard interior in black, but we're also going to have the power charge port cover. And what that means, of course, is that this little guy right over here, if I run my finger underneath here, this little guy will actually open up to give us access, of course, to the one side. This car will have the DC fast charging, amazing charge times of this vehicle. We just had ours installed out in the back, and this thing was charged up in no time. It was really nice for us, especially, of course, if you do decide to purchase these vehicles, how much faster it is to charge them up compared to even like a level 1 or a level 2. It's crazy fast. And of course, there's also a standard level 1 and level 2 charger on the other side, so you actually have two chargers. From there, of course, we have the steering wheel heating included with the leather interior, those beautiful Taycan Turbo Aero wheels. And the difference, these are almost a Spider RS design. And on the video, you probably don't see it, but these little areas right over here are all filled in. So it's much more aerodynamic, but it still has that Spider RS design to them. But all the benefits with none of the cleaning negatives. Having tons of spokes can make it so difficult to clean, but those are going to be nice and easy, simple, and probably take just 30 seconds to clean. From there, of course, we have the 25-foot charging cable, and of course the power folding mirrors. Of course, that long charging cable is very nice to have, especially if you have a larger garage. The Porsche electric sports sound, and that's like almost like the sport exhaust button that we have in some of the other Porsches. It changes the whole sound inside the vehicle to give it that much more sporty rumble. But if you're just doing a long trip, you turn on the active cruise control, turn it off, and it sits nice and quietly. Really nice stuff. But of course, here's the big one, the Performance Battery Plus, and that's that one that brings it up to a 93.4 kilowatt per hour, bringing it up almost 100 horsepower, different from the standard 4S, all the way up to 562 horsepower. Truly amazing. Then of course we have the onboard 400 volt DC charger, the mobile charger connect, of course, the adaptive cruise control, and that's the one that, of course, speeds up and slows down based on the cars in front of you. We saw that sensor in the front of the vehicle. Look how sloped that hood is. So cool. From there, of course, we have the window trim in high gloss black. Once again, just kind of matching that futuristic look of just gloss black and white. Very nice bits of contrast where it needs to be. Very sharp. We have the Porsche Intelligent Range Manager. Of course, that helps you really manage the range, of course. Helps lower that range anxiety that a lot of people can have for electric cars. If you have navigation going, it even shows you the map of how far you can actually go, or will you need to recharge before you reach your destination or anything like that. Then, of course, we have the Premium Package. Very important. That gives us the fixed panoramic roof. One thing, look at that. It's a single piece going all the way to the back. And there's no screen or anything. It's a very dark tinted and UV protected glass, and you can see the purple hue to it from that tint inside. Really cool. It's a single piece, beautiful, really opens up the interior of the vehicle. And we'll show that on the inside. Then we have the Bose surround sound stereo system. Porsche's lane change assist is another way of calling blind spot. We have the seat ventilation in the front, the 14-way power seats with the memory package. Those beautiful headlights that we saw in the front are going to be those PDLS Plus headlights. So that means they turn up to 15 degrees either direction, adjust horizontally based on your speed, and also give us automatic high beams as well. Then we mentioned that surround view camera, of course the storage package. And for somebody that's as allergy filled as I am, I really appreciate that ionizer. It helps charge the air and actually lower all those floating particles and kind of attracts them to make them fall down to the ground, so you can just vacuum it up as opposed to them floating in the air, getting in your eyes, getting in your nose. Of course, really cool. We can see this car has a 69 mpge rating. Of course, really cool stuff. You can see all the smog rating, greenhouse rating. Obviously, this being an electric car, very environmentally safe and low emission. Very cool. But let's go ahead and take a look at the interior of this car. Of course, this vehicle also has the pop-up door handles that we are starting to see in the 992 generation of 911s. When you get close with your key, you just touch the handle ever so light and it opens up for you. And you can see how it kind of pops open like that. But let's just take a look at that interior. Very Porsche-esque, smooth lines, gradual, bringing a lot of traditional styling aspects into the vehicle. So we see, of course, that partial stuff that we're starting to see in the 992s, of course, bringing that tradition back for the 964s and the early 911s. Of course, we do see the navigation system as standard, of course, as you'd expect on this vehicle. Fully digital instrument cluster, lots of information to tell us, of course, all of our traction control settings. These are actually little haptic feedback buttons, so we have a traction and stability control there, suspension control, air suspension control, and then a programmable button is that little rhombus right there. Having a little hard time focusing on it. There it is. But we can see right now we have this little yellow outline over here on this side, and if I wanted to control this side, well, now I can just spin this little wheel here and change between all my bits of information. Really cool stuff. So there's that. Trip computer information. But then if I hit this button, I can go over to this side and, of course, start seeing through G-forces, all-wheel drive, so our torque distribution information right there. Of course, the Taycan 4S is an all-wheel drive car. And, of course, with electric control, the torque vectoring is instantaneous, as opposed to having to wait for a viscous liquid or a clutch-based system like you would see in a limited slip diff or anything like that. It's just instantaneous. Really cool. Really crazy how fast that can engage. So I'm going to go ahead and close this door. We do see that Bose surround sound stereo system down below. Of course, I'll always like this. The power button to actually start up the car is on the left-hand side, but you don't even have to activate it. As you come into the car, you can place the car into drive, and it'll, of course, turn on automatically, so it's just nothing you really need to do. All of our cruise control functionality is over down here. Of course, we do have our voice commands, and on the new Porsches, they are amazing voice command systems. Really cool stuff, really good. You can say, find the nearest Italian restaurant, it'll do so. Very sharp styling, of course. We can also turn on and off the regenerative braking. That was a big complaint with a lot of people that are getting into BMW i3s or Teslas. That regenerative braking takes a lot of adapting to get used to that. Well, Porsche's way of seeing it is actually, if you let the car coast, it's actually more efficient as opposed to it trying to regenerate the batteries so abruptly and so aggressively. It allows you to get the choice. And even if you turn it on, it's very gentle. It's very gradual. It feels more like engine braking. Very light. Very cool. FM, AM, and satellite radio, of course. New system that we're not even seeing in any of the other vehicles. The Taycan has its own exclusive system, as we can see right over here. Updates over the air. You can check your service information, hook up your devices, of course, charging information, navigation, media, telephone. You can also control that if you notice the symbols match, of course. The media over here, so you can just tap that. And we can see right now we're listening to satellite radio. We can switch over to FM and AM right over there, no problems. Bluetooth audio, Bluetooth telephone, Apple CarPlay, of course, all in here. No issues at all. Really cool stuff. We can also adjust all of our drive information right here between normal and sport, of course, or we can go full range mode as well. And of course, we have seen some range testing on this car. I believe the EPA rated this car at a horrid 204, but we're seeing real world testing pulling 294 miles of range on these cars. So I don't know what the heck they're doing, but this car really does have an impressive range, especially for the performance that this thing can put out. Truly remarkable. Of course, we do have this digital little setting right over here, heated and ventilated seats. Of course, we do also have the heated steering wheel with a little button right over there, and you can see that. Very nice. We can also display our camera systems. You can see the surround view camera. I'm going to go ahead and close this door. You can see that. Very good, very live, very cool. And you can also even grab this little guy, and you can even rotate it around if you want to, or you can just change the camera angle just by hitting that. And see, now I can rotate this. Pretty darn cool stuff. But let's go ahead and we're going to hop into the back seats. And really we'll be able to show off the moonroof from back here much better. This car has tons of space in the back seats. I know that was a big worry for a lot of people. Now, I'm not the tallest person. I'm about 5'11", but you can see I got tons of leg room. Definitely knee room is not an issue at all. Of course, we can also see we also have a digital instrument cluster area right over here to adjust all of our AC settings back here as well. Pretty darn cool stuff. And these vents are all electronic, so check this out. So I still have the little screen protector on it. But this actually moves it around to where I want the air to point at. Really cool. Now, I did mention that moonroof, of course. We can see that stretches all the way. I literally have to stretch the iPad back to just how far it goes out in the front. Look at that. Beautiful, really open space. And we're in Florida. It's hot, but I do not feel it below this. It is very nice and well insulated. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a look at the trunk spaces. Now, since this vehicle is electronic, of course, we can activate both the front and rear trunk. Very nice stuff. Of course, really cool. I'm going to open up that little charging port over there too, because why not? So take a look at that trunk space, of course. Massive amounts of rear trunk space. Definitely can fit a set of golf clubs going across there. No issues at all. And of course, you can see the seats can fold down with just a quick pull right over here if you do need extra space as well. We do have the onboard charger right there as well. 12-volt socket right over here in case you do need to plug in any sort of accessories. Of course, anything like that. Of course, electronically closing tailgate as well. Nice and smooth. Of course, active spoiler in the back that deploys at speeds, of course. There's our charging port, one of them, of course, right over here. Very nice and well disguised, too. Really blends in nicely. And now we're going to go ahead and, of course, nice little picture there. Then, of course, we have the front one. Definitely still a deep area. No issues at all fitting a day luggage bag in there or anything like that, or a tennis rack or something. No problems at all. Of course, even our windshield wiper reservoir is right there. Very nice. Very well designed. And of course, we'll close this door. But if you do have any questions about this car, please feel free to contact us. Other than that, we always happy to get all your questions answered, taken care of. Other than that, we look forward to hearing from you soon and hope you're having a great day. Take care. Bye.